This incident happened to me 1 year ago. Our final exams were coming up, and I still needed to do a lot more preparation. Usually, our school's library would close by 5, but because of the exams, the school decided that the library would be kept open until midnight, so that if kids wanted, they could stay to study and prepare for the exams. My house wasn't far away from the school, so instead of studying at home, I preferred studying in the quiet, calm library and mostly prepared for the exams there.
Why?
That day, I left my house at 6 o'clock and soon reached the library to prepare for the exams. I was so absorbed in studying, I didn't realize that it was now 10 o'clock. I had never stayed in the library for that long. Usually I would be on my way home at around 8. Even at 8 o'clock there would be at least some students in the library, but at 10 there was absolute silence.
Okay.
I only had about 10 to 15 minutes of work left, so I decided I'll just finish this quickly and then return home. I was completely lost in my work when I heard someone limping.
Limping? That's creepy.
I quickly grabbed my books and ran out of the library. There's a very long corridor outside our school library. At the end of that corridor, when you turn right, you'll find the school exit door.
Okay.
I went through the corridor and was quickly getting near the exit when I saw a woman standing at the end of that corridor.
Oh no. You better run the other way. She's gonna get you.
I didn't know who she was,
Just
but as
don't
I
run the
got
other way.
nearer, I felt more and more uncomfortable.
Then stop walking
I got
towards her.
so uncomfortable that I called out, "Who's there?"
She'll get you now.
As soon as I said that, she was gone within a few seconds. I sighed a breath of relief and continued out the front door. Due to exhaustion and hunger, I couldn't even walk properly, but I noticed that the street was strangely completely empty, which was extremely odd because this street is normally very busy. Even at night you can see people walking on the street.
Or that lady scared everybody away.
Due to panic and fear, I kept looking at the ground while walking. I was
How are
nearly
you running it?
home
How are you?
when suddenly I saw a shadow on the ground stretching out to me, even though there was no one around me.
Whoa, no. Very creepy lady.
When I lifted my head, I saw a woman walking in front of me.
Ew. What's wrong with her legs? And her hands?
I found her very strange. She looked as if she was disabled and that she was having trouble walking. And she was walking so slowly that I caught up to her in no time. Now I was so close to her that I could see her clearly.
Okay.
She was wearing tattered, dirty clothes, and her hands and feet
Ew.
were twisted.
You stuck in a
Also,
car accident?
her hair looked very messy. I found it so strange that I stopped in my tracks. My gut was telling me over and over not to go any closer to this woman.
So run the
I
other
didn't
way.
even have the courage to overtake her and walk on.
She stopped. Oh no. Oh god! Ew.
is my daughter?
I don't know. Go away.
I was frozen. I couldn't utter a word due to
Run.
shock. My brain went numb. I didn't know how to answer her
Don't
strange
answer, run.
question. Out of fear, I pointed far, far away to the woman.
Okay.
Over there! I just wanted her to go away. She limped to where I had pointed to her, and she walked so far away
So
that I
run.
couldn't see her
Can
anymore.
get you.
I was terrified of the thought that she might appear in front of me again. So I ran as fast as I could. At that point, my brain couldn't think about anything else other than finding someone who could help me, a car or a person or anyone. And then, at that moment, I heard that woman screaming from far away.
She is not
Oh no.
here.
Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. That scared the crap out of me.
After that, I remember nothing. When I became conscious, I found out that my neighbor found me passed out on the ground, and he brought me home. I found this out from him, that in 1998, there was a 32-year-old woman named Agatha. She had a 10-year-old daughter who also went to Eden Hill School.
Okay.
One day, while playing with her friends, she had an accident and died.
And turn into that weird thing?
Agatha couldn't bear the thought of losing her child.
Oh, jeez. That is creepy. Okay. On to the next one. Whew. That scared me.
By 2050, there will be
True horror accident.
This happened
back
about
then.
5 years ago. I was 11 years old and it was pretty early in the morning.
Okay.
I was in the backyard playing basketball with my younger brother before I headed to school. We had a basketball hoop in our backyard. Our backyard was located next to an alley, and our gate was pretty short, so anyone who walked through that alley could see right into our backyard. After playing for a bit, we noticed that two strange men in the alley were checking out our neighbor's backyard.
Weird.
I didn't feel safe around them, so I led my brother back into the house. We were going to ignore them, but after eyeing them a little longer, my suspicion about them turned out to be right. Watching them from the window, I saw one of them hop right over our tiny gate and was now in our backyard.
Okay.
Then we rushed to go tell our mom. My mom went straight outside to see two strangers standing in our backyard. She yelled at them angrily and told them to go away. She called 911, but they ignored her and didn't leave. One of the men just stared at us. All of a sudden, he went into the shed we had in the backyard and pulled out a lawnmower that was inside.
Okay.
At first, we were all confused and we thought they might be trying to steal it. Then my sister started to record the incident, thinking it might scare them, make them run away. But it didn't work. My mom called 911, and the men weren't saying anything to us. But one of them seemed to have changed his mind and was trying to convince the other man that they should just leave. Then the man who pulled the lawnmower out of the shed turned the lawnmower on. And we were totally confused at that moment. A random stranger just comes into our backyard and completely ignores everything we say to him. Why would he go into our shed, pull out a lawnmower, and turn it on? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. However, his next move made even less sense and was even more insane. He flipped the lawnmower upside down and just stood there looking at it. A few seconds later, our confusion soon turned to horror after watching what happened next.
What happened next?
He dived headfirst into the spinning blade of the lawnmower,
Ah.
which cut his neck wide open and ended his life. All this happened in the blink of an eye. My mom screamed at the top of her lungs, which frightened the 911 operator. I couldn't believe what I just saw. I was only 11 years old at the time, but it must have been even harder for my younger siblings to watch that happen.
Well, duh, he chopped his head off.
A few
the
minutes
lawnmower.
later, the ambulance and the cops arrived at the backyard. The police came by to ask a few questions, but the video my sister took had the whole incident on video. So the cops knew the story was legit. I couldn't help but feel bad for the other man that was with him. When the incident happened, he screamed too, started crying, and begged us to call for help. But it was already too late. I didn't go to school that day because I was in shock. After that, I couldn't sleep at all. I had nightmares for a while.
I would have too.
I wished we'd never
I
saw
would have
that
some.
and wondered what happened to that man to make him want to end his life. I also couldn't stop thinking about our lawnmower. It was old and worn out. You needed to pull the cord multiple times, and with some luck, it might turn on. But he pulled that thing once and it started right up. Everything was odd that day.
Oh, he's in your window. Jeez. Okay.
Get an incredible new offer. That's internet and TV from Suddenlink for only $49.99 a month for 1 year. With what?
That is extremely weird and creepy. Whew. Okay. Well, if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up if you like these kind of things. And comment down below what you want to see next, and I'll see you in the next video. That scared the crap out of me. Bye.